Hey, what's up? This is Cliff. Um, Man, I want to post this video today. Um, just try to explain what happens when you go into the prison system and what happens when you come out. A lot of people don't even have a clue. I mean, they think, oh, yeah, he went to prison, now he's out, everything. Listen, when you go to prison, there's a whole set of rules that don't apply out here in this real world. Like, if you walk close enough to somebody and you don't say excuse me, you liable to get your head busted, just depending on the person. You can wake up early in the morning, you can be sitting there talking out loud to one of your friends and drinking coffee, and somebody may be mad because they trying to sleep and you talking, they might get up and bust your head. I mean, and then like, they put you in a position in prison where if somebody does certain things, if somebody tries to gun on you in the shower, gunning is when they jack off, if somebody tries to do that on you in the shower, you have no other choice but you got two choices. You can either not do nothing about it, and every creep, everybody in that camp is coming after it. And you know what I'm talking about when I say coming after it. Or you got to fight right then and there, because they'll try you. That was one of my biggest things when I first got to prison. When I would take showers, I would tell myself, man, I hope and pray that none of these dudes try this on me, because if they do, you got, just like that prison scene out of 50 Cent movie, when Terrence Howard, when they jump him in the shower and they all butt naked and slipping and sliding and fighting. That's how it is. I mean, if somebody guns on you, you don't wait and go dry off and all that. You do it right there on site. Alright? So, another thing, if somebody's standing at the microwave getting their coffee or their food out, and if you're standing at the side and you're talking over their food or their drink or whatever, you'll get your head busted, because this is their thinking, that some spit could come out of your mouth as you talk and land in their food. So, just to keep you from doing that, I'll tell you something real quick. Guy come to prison, down at Ventures. We was at Ventures Correctional Facility. We was in the SAP dorm doing a SAP class, and there was a guy from Montgomery, big guy, real big, muscled up, 6'6", I mean, huge. And he's getting his coffee out of the microwave one day, and this new guy got there, and he was probably, I don't know, 55 years old. Probably got hooked on drugs and wrote some bad checks or something. He wasn't your everyday run-of-the-mill criminal, like, you know what I mean? So he knows nothing about prison. Man, the guy standing up there at the microwave talking away, and the big dude, he didn't have to do it. He could have put the guy on game and said, hey, look here, homie, I'm going to let you slide this time, but don't be talking over my food no more. Instead, he rears back. This guy has no clue what's coming. Little short white guy, like I said, little fat 50-something-year-old guy. He don't even know that you don't talk over people's food. So he's just standing there waiting to get his coffee, talking, and all of a sudden, bam! He has no clue what he just got his bell rung for whatsoever. So I'm like, hey, come here, man, come here. And he's like, man, why didn't he slap me? And I'm like, listen, bro, listen. You were talking over his food. And he was like, what? And I was like, listen, bro, I understand your thinking, but this is not the real world. This is a world inside of the world, with its own rules, its own laws, its own etiquette, and you got to go by that. And if you don't, You'll learn the hard way. There's a saying in prison: a hard head will make a soft ass. So let me get back to what I was saying though. I go to Walmart today, man. You know, in my mind, it is instilled every time I pass someone, even if I'm not even close to them or whatever. Hey, excuse me. Yes sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Thank you, please. And then you can't. That you got to do that for years while you're in prison. Everywhere you go, you might say excuse me 1,000 times a day. That one time you don't say it, you could end up getting hurt. But then you come to society. Society has no idea what goes on. So people in Walmart just bump into you, hit your buggies, jump in front of you and grab something you're about to grab. Never say a word, and it's second nature to you. I'll tell you another thing. You go to these jobs, man. You get a job, we hire felons here. Then you get a job, and these are all square people who've never been to prison, know nothing about it, know nothing about the PTSD, know nothing about, the stuff you've seen. I seen a man get raped. I seen a man get killed. I seen men get beat. To the point to where their heads, when they hit them, their heads just, and then they hit them and they don't even, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I hope the police will come in here before they kill him. It's and then you go to these jobs, man, and these people, they feel protected by these bosses or whatever, or they just feel like that you won't crash out on a job, that you're going to let them talk to you however you want. And that's not the case. I don't disrespect anyone. I don't disrespect you unless you disrespect me. I don't cuss at nobody unless they cuss at me. And then you get to these jobs, and these people, they want to bully you around and stuff. And if you've been to prison and you got a backbone, you just can't deal with it, man. You can't if somebody comes, if you're working and a boss man cusses you out, if you've been to prison 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna you're gonna tell him, no, I ain't listening to you. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. We can fight. That's the, because it gets old, man. It gets old. You out here trying to, I'm not blaming. I screwed my life up, and I admit it. I did. I wasted a lot of time that I can't never get back, and I'll have to work until I die. There's no retirement for me. There's no nothing. I'm gonna have to, they'll bury me from my job. You know what I mean? Like I'll work until they have to wheel me out. I don't have any other choice. But for the people that ain't ever been to prison, if somebody comes to your job, a new employee, they already knew, and they're nervous, and they want to do good. They want to, man, we want to be somebody, man. But because we made one mistake, man, I'll tell you, like, nobody ever talks about none of the good stuff I've ever done. But boy, they love to talk about the bad.